Hi, this is Paul Banis of GreatDad.com, and I'm here again with on my weekly series of podcasts, mostly relating to dads, but I also do a podcast periodically about positive intelligence and coaching. And today I'm with Sheryl Stoller of StollerParentCoaching.com, and we're going to talk about her experience both in coaching and with positive intelligence, for which with which we're both very involved. And she's been a colleague and a friend for the last couple of years, and we're working on a program that we'll get into as we go along. So welcome, Sheryl.
Welcome. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here.
So Sheryl, you're in Oak Park, Illinois.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And so first of all, let's start with your experience in coaching. How long have you been doing coaching?
Since 2009.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
Yeah. And have you always focused on the parenting coaching?
Yes, for my coaching, always on the parent coaching.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It was born of my being a parent, and this was not my career beforehand.
Yeah. What did you do beforehand?
I was in marketing research at Quaker Oats, Kraft, some suppliers, freelance. So
the experience with kids brought you to the idea of coaching and how coaching could help in parenting? Absolutely. Yeah, I guess that's probably similar to a lot of people who get into coaching with parents or kids. Is having kids of their own makes you realize how much support is needed and how many unforeseen things can go on that people need help with, right? Absolutely.
And that the way society is now, we do too much alone, and we think we should be able to do it alone. And it's never been meant to be a individual or a nuclear family. It does take a village. And yeah,
when Hillary Clinton came out with that book, it was before I had kids, and I kind of vaguely understood, got the idea of a village, but I didn't really see it that way probably until I realized how many people then would be involved in our lives and taking care of our kids. The infrastructure, which I was completely ignorant. So yes, it does definitely take a village. And then I think on top of that, that village concept is all the expectations people have. Like so many things in life, when you're young, all you see are the storybook versions of marriage and parenthood, and then the confrontation with reality is sometimes a big shocker.
It absolutely is. Society plays a huge role, and it doesn't prepare us. And then the expectations that we get familially. So I don't know about your predecessors, but my family going back, they had a hard road getting here, and their fears had a lot to do with how they parented, and they were in complete survival mode for a reason, because they were desperately trying to survive. And we're graced with less survival mode necessities. Like I do not have to worry about a place to live, or am I going to be able to put food on the table, which my grandparents were. So the fear that we end up with as parents that has trickled down through us comes out in ways that we don't realize until much later. Yeah. And that, I'm in parent coaching because I wish I knew what I know now when my kids were young. And I wish I had kind of support that I give now when they were young.
Yeah, it's such great work that you do, because I've been working with dads since 2008, I guess, when I created GreatDad.com. But even then, after studying it, in parallel with raising kids, I now look back and the kids are 18 and 22. Like there are so many things that mistakes I made, or things I wish I'd done, slightly differently. I don't have a lot of regrets, but there's certainly been a lot of learning that parents aren't necessarily exposed to. They read and consume as much as they can, but it's hard to get it all right. And your kids, you've got 3 kids.
We have 3. They are adults. They are 31, 30, 33, 31, and 27, about to turn 28. Yes, that is correct. And it's, in terms of regrets and mistakes, there was a lot I didn't know. And I thought I was doing pretty like heart-centered, really working hard to not make the same mistakes my parents visited upon me because they were dealing with the baggage they grew up with. But fear, helping ourselves catch the fear-based reactivity, which is different than, if there's danger, we stop. But that's a lot different, in fact, than fear.
Mm-hmm.
Fear is not just about, like when it's about danger, yes, get clear-minded, clear-hearted. We are making this, we're not letting our kid run into the street kind of thing. But other fears can sneak in sideways that our kids pick up, and it changes their energy, and it changes the contagion and the relationships. And that was not good. And it was not good between my husband and me in our raising them. So that's part of how we came to work together, you and I, Paul, was understanding that parents being aligned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
really makes it.
Before we get into that part, because that is really central, let's talk first a little bit about the positive intelligence, which is what we both did, and all the conversations that I've had actually with, I think the only conversations I've had with women on this podcast have been directly about positive intelligence, because it's changed my life, it's changed your life, it's changed so many of my clients' lives in a surprising way that I never. I'm also from the Midwest, and I come to this with a fairly healthy dose of cynicism. So I wasn't expecting what I'd get out of it. But what was there something that led you to positive intelligence, or did you just sign up on a lark like I did because it was free? And then what have been your experiences with it?
Well, actually, I was introduced to positive intelligence back when one of mine was entering college.
Okay.
And Shirzad Shamin was giving a talk that I went to, and it was on positive supersedes negative. And that's when I got 2 books. I gave one to my husband. He did not read it.
That's the way it works in my household too. In fact, that's the reason not to read it in my house. It's the same for me. My wife gives me a book. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened instead was I would underline, and I just sort of leave it in the bathroom for him to have read the thing. So anyway, so that was my first introduction. And that, I think it corresponded. It was 2009. And I incorporated the saboteurs. And when I talked to parents from the very beginning, I talked about self-awareness. I mean, this truly, they're a kid. The kid's a kid, not in this world long, just basically a bunch of nerves and a nervous system trying to figure out how to respond to the nervous systems around them. So I have from the very beginning focused on self-awareness. And I used the saboteurs and the judge as part of that in whatever trainings, whatever coaching. So it was just sort of weaved in when it was the right time for each particular couple or each particular group. One of the people I know in Oak Park, who is a phenomenal career coach, Pearl Greenberg, she had learned about does he call it scholarship? The program for coaches that started during the pandemic. And she invited me to be part of her pod. So we are cohort 4. And that's how I got much more deeply into it when I did the 6-week program with her and 2 others. And we still meet every Monday. So I forget how far that was. Yeah. And it's wonderful.
Yeah. I guess it's important to note for anybody who's not listened to these podcasts about positive intelligence, that positive intelligence it's not some wacky new thing like EST or something where there's this Shirzad Sharmin, who's the CEO. He's not some guru with some weird ideas or wacky ideas or newfangled ideas or whatever. He's really assembled a lot of things. So the fact that you'd already understood the concept in coaching of saboteurs and the judge, that actually comes out of a lot of coaching programs. And it's just more the way that he's assembled a lot of coaching practices, positive psychology, neuroscience into a program that's manageable and seems to really work with our clients. So that's important part of it.
Yeah, I have to say that was a huge part of it from the very beginning, but I did not really appreciate it as deeply as when I became more involved and engaged in the training and the learning in these past few years. It's a framework. Mm-hmm. It is a framework that and a foundation with the framework of this phenomenally sturdy structure that incorporates and can hold all of the other ways of coming at things. I also do somatic attachment therapy, holds that conscious parenting. I've worked for a long time with Dr. Shefali. It includes that with the embodiment. It is a phenomenal internal family systems. It simplifies it to a structure that can give you an easy way in and as much depth as you need.
Yeah, well, I like that you're talking about other, like I was trained at a different modality with Coactive Training Institute, so slightly different approach to coaching, but the fact that it works basically with all different kind of coaching trainings and modalities. And I actually know a lot of trained therapists who are different than we are. I mean, I don't have a master's degree in therapy or an elevated degree in this domain, but these trained therapists are using positive psychology because it blends well with cognitive behavior therapy, which they're very well versed in. But this is a way to kind of bring in a structured way some of those techniques to their patients or clients.
And positive intelligence does that in terms of it holds the place for the cognitive, and it includes the body.
Yeah.
And it gets all levels: spiritual, emotional, physical, somatic. It takes you layer by layer, meets you where you are, and gives you the tool to take the one doable step that you can do, which is it's pragmatic.
Yeah.
It's pragmatic, it's tactical, it is an operating system that gets to the essence of all of it. And I also want to add one of the things that a missing piece that I just love. I have always been, from birth, a highly sensitive person. And looking for a way, so that in essence, what that means is there's an intensity to how I process the world. And I pick up nonverbal cues in what is called in the positive intelligence operating system, the PQ channel, the nonverbal channel. Mm-hmm. I pick all of that up. And my body, with those mirror neurons that we talk about, it mimics it and I live it. So for our kids the adults around us who don't know that they have this, they're living the energies of in the heartbeat, the agitation or whatever of everyone in the room, mm-hmm. of their facial structures, etc. What positive intelligence has provided me with is a secret passage to be able to create this strong groundedness, as well as a filter that lets love in and out, lets care in and out, and all of the sage powers, without me having to live somebody else's emotion. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that simple the simple tools that are provided here have enabled me. It's not that I'm not so sensitive, it's that the sensitive.
Yeah, it doesn't try to change who you are. It's not a program that teaches you to get rid of who you are. It blends with who you are. And
right, how to use it. I don't know if the listeners or you, do you remember The Incredibles? The last Incredible, the last one, the littlest of the babies who has all of these overexcitabilities is a term for the gifted and twice exceptional, which is an area I ended up focusing on. But anyway, in the movie, they allow them to, there's a magic woman who is able to create a bodysuit for this baby that when he turns into a flame, the bodysuit puts out the flame. And so in essence, PQ is my bodysuit.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So both of us have run separately programs, what we call pods. It's a 7-week program that teaches you kind of the fundamentals of this operating system, the positive intelligence operating system. There are videos, there's an app that takes you through basically lessons and exercises, and then a weekly pod meeting. And we've done that separately, but then you and I are doing something that's different, that's an overlay. And this is not uncommon within positive intelligence and the many coaches who've been trained. There are different communities of practice working with specific types of people across a broad spectrum of people of different types of needs. But you and I are doing something really special with working with what we call aligned parents. And maybe what you explain what we're doing together, maybe in a different way than I would.
So parents being aligned or not aligned and anywhere on that continuum impacts the children.
Yep.
Impacts the life and the nervous system of one parent and the other parent. So I'm going to call them parent partners, whether they be heterosexual, not, whatever, and whoever and however this partnering for parenting is coming together. For the groups we've done to date, they have been heterosexual. And in those groups, Paul is with the men and I am with the women. And that allows for a freedom for people to be more fully who they are, to share and be able to have that sense of safety while we go through the program, while we learn this similar language. And in between session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we give an invitation to doing an activity together, an assignment in a way that enables the parents to learn by experiencing, because we all learn best by experiencing and practicing the topic of that week of how, whatever it may be an activity of just simply noticing. But when we end up doing this, that shared language, that shared perspective, oh, that's just my saboteur showing up. And that's just their saboteur showing up. And let's for a minute take control of our drivers of our car right now. I'll take care of my car, getting myself back to groundedness and not let my saboteurs drive the moment. And we help each other. I mean, that's what has been so phenomenal, is that the parents who have gone through this, they become a team helping each other do these amazing, simple things to help. This is not about that. Let's get back to a grounded, solid, clear-headed, open-hearted way of being with whatever's going on in the moment.
Yeah, so if you can imagine the usual positive intelligence is focused on one person at a time. In our program that we do together, the mom and the dad are working on the exact same curriculum, the exact same information at the same time, but with these discussion groups that where, as you say, they're allowed to kind of express themselves and give personal anecdotes about, the challenges in their relationship. And usually because we're focusing on parenting, the challenges of raising kids together and the things that kind of set them off, that create frustration, that create tension in the household, and how you can kind of learn to shift when you are faced with those challenges and kind of move toward a more, what we call a sage response, but a wiser, more reasoned response to these different challenges, rather than creating more excitement in the house, which nobody needs when they have a 2-year-old.
Excitement is quite the word for that. Yes. Yes to all of that. It's so gratifying to feel the parents come together and report back that, oh my gosh, what a difference. So the scenario where my parent partner or I normally just explode or implode and just retreat, we are now able to sort of like, oh, this is coming up. We can predict that this is going to be another hard bedtime or another hard getting out the door in the morning. Let's play with this and put our powers together, our sage powers of getting into the first taking care of ourselves, being there for each other, and then get into the heads of our children. What is it that we can do in any given moment that's going to enable the security, the sense of safety, and the pull of the parent to be so magnetic that the child wants to follow? How do we create that? So we also bring in our outside knowledge, I to the mothers, you to the dads, to help them understand about the interaction between parent and child. Build on the strengths, not make ourselves wrong for doing things the way we do, and not making our parent partner wrong for doing things the way they do. Finding out and getting creative about how to use the strengths.
Yeah, I think it helps a little bit that we're a little bit older and we've already been through this with our kids, especially when we're dealing with parents of really small kids, because it's hard for them to see in the moment what we know, crystal clear decades on, what really is important. What I think is really key factor too is how the parents come to this, willingly and with an open heart or an open mind to trying to do this together. It doesn't work as well if one parent is dragged into it, but it's usually a couple who are, they really want things to be better, and they want to find a way to get, to lower that tension. And then they from what my experience has been, I'm like I said, I'm pretty cynical about this stuff, but the reports I've gotten back usually quite often from the spouse, the partner of the dad, like how much things have changed in the household, that's just been really heartwarming to me, is that somebody that the other person in the couple recognizes that a fundamental shift has gone on.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And it changes and prevents suffering. I mean, it's just beautiful and astounding, and it truly shifts the whole body and being and way of moving through the world of parenting, and that they become their own. Ooh, that was about me. Mm-hmm. That was not about what the child did.
Yeah.
And mm-hmm. the rupture and repair is a term that's used often. It is a normal part of life. I mean, it is just part of the cycle of life. And it's understanding the context for ourselves, for us as a couple, for us with our children, and just the nature of life, so that we aren't making each other wrong for living the messiness of life. We are aligned in, oh, this is just hard. This is just hard. Let's be there in a way that helps us literally turn the muck into fertilizer
Well,
for things to grow.
right,
And when we do that as a team, it changes everything.
right.
And
So we do these pods ongoing throughout the year, and you can find more specifically at pregnancy-magazine.com/PQ if you want to learn more and when our next webinar is coming up and when our next pods are. We try to do a webinar every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on our availability. And in the live webinar, we promise to help you with three steps to a more for a more peaceful, less tension-filled home. It's kind of a simple, really simple process that takes just a little piece of the positive intelligence program and helps you understand kind of some of the elements in just a 30-minute webinar.
Yep. We hope you'll join us because it's fun and it's practical, and you can use it right away.
Right. Yep. Okay. Is there anything else we should talk about the positive intelligence program?
It's wonderful. I mean, I don't know that there's anything in particular. If anybody who's listening, I am going to put in a different kind of plug, if that is okay. Can I do that? About humanitarian PQ coaches. We offer complimentary respite sessions for those who are first line responders, in essence, all over the world, to the Ukrainian people who are fleeing the Ukraine, so it's the people who host or the people who are settlement supporters. There are all different ways that many people are helping these Ukrainians who are running for their lives. And we have coaches all over the world, and we would love if you know of how to reach out to these people, send them our way. You can just do it with us in the PQ, with the Pregnancy Magazine. When you go there, hopefully there will be some links for you to follow, and I'll take it from there. But
yeah. Or we can provide the links also in the YouTube comments, and you can comment there. But this is true for coaches. This is one of the great things about positive intelligence, is that it does plug into helping a lot of different communities. I mean, we have another colleague who does parent coaching, but he also works with the recently incarcerated, and it just works a variety of ways. Parent coaching is somewhat akin to therapy. I mean, we're closely related siblings, but it is a lot more forward thinking, more positive thinking, rather than working with pathology. So it's quite effective for people who are trying to move forward.
Yes, there is a lot. So once you contact us, for the aligned parent coaching or whatever, we can help figure out what it is that you need and match you up with who you need. So
right, and that should be said, is that we do work with heterosexual couples, but this methodology could be used with other non-binary couples, and there's certainly a lot of other groups that work with LGBTQ plus individuals. So it's not in any way meant to be exclusionary. It's just where our focus is. And as you said, Sheryl, if anybody has any interest in coaching, does not get a good vibe from either one of us, we're both still really excited to help find the right person for you, because coaching, like in therapy, it's so important that you find the right fit for you. And it's absolutely not something that we take personally if we're not the ones.
Right. Find our village, or find
right, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
All right, Sheryl, this has been really fun conversation. You can find Sheryl at StollerParentCoaching.com, and I'll put that in the show notes so people can access that. And we hope to see you at one of our webinars, which are very short and will really give you a taste of what positive intelligence is and how just some really small little changes can have a difference in your home. All right.
Thank you.
See you next time.